Have you ever been walking down a street you know by heart, only to turn a corner and find yourself somewhere that feels wrong? The cars have vanished, the buildings look older, and the air feels heavier, as if time itself has shifted around you. Then, in the blink of an eye, everything returns to normal, and you're left wondering if you imagined it all. This is time slips, one of the strangest, most intriguing phenomena reported around the world, where people claim to have accidentally stepped into the past, or in rare cases, the future, for just a few fleeting moments before being pulled back into their own time. These are not the stories of dreamers or fiction writers but of everyday people, teachers, police officers, travelers, who find themselves caught in moments that defy explanation. One of the most famous cases occurred in Liverpool, England, in 1996. Frank was walking along Bold Street when he noticed the bookshop he knew was gone, replaced by a women's clothing store with a 1950s sign. The people around him wore outdated clothes, and cars looked decades old. Frightened, he stepped inside the shop, only to step back out moments later to find the world returned to normal. Later, he discovered the store had indeed existed in the 1950s, but it had closed decades earlier. In 1979, in France, two English couples stopped at a small, old-fashioned hotel while traveling. The staff wore uniforms from the early 1900s, and the rooms lacked modern amenities. When they returned days later, the hotel had vanished, and no one in the village had ever heard of it. The uniforms, furniture, and even the style of the food they described matched French customs from before World War I. In 2006, in New York, a woman named Alice reported taking a shortcut through an alley she used every day, only to step out into a street where everything looked different. The cars were gone, the streetlights were older, and a newspaper she picked up had a date from 1957. Frightened, she turned back, retracing her steps, and when she emerged, the world was normal again. The newspaper was gone from her hands, leaving her questioning reality. What causes these time slips? Some researchers believe these are temporal anomalies, glitches in the fabric of spacetime caused by geomagnetic forces, energy fluctuations, or areas where the veil between moments in time is thin, allowing people to briefly cross into another era. Others suggest the parallel timelines theory, proposing that our world coexists with countless other realities, and occasionally, these timelines overlap, allowing people to witness a version of the past or future that still exists in another reality. There are even theories linking time slips to UFO activity, with some believing that the energy fields or propulsion systems of unidentified flying objects can temporarily warp spacetime, causing localized distortions where time overlaps. Science generally argues that time travel, as we know it, is impossible within our current understanding of physics. However, the concept of time is far more complex than we often realize. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity tells us that time is not fixed, it can bend and stretch depending on speed and gravity. Experiments have shown that clocks on satellites tick differently from those on Earth, and time can slow down under intense gravity. If time can be stretched and bent, could there be natural conditions on Earth, under specific energy fluctuations or electromagnetic conditions, where time itself folds, allowing a person to step into another moment? Skeptics argue that time slips are misinterpretations, daydreams, or moments of memory confusion, perhaps triggered by déjà vu or dissociative episodes. While this may explain some cases, the details in many reports are too precise, describing historically accurate clothing, architecture, and even smells that the witnesses would have no way of knowing. Imagine walking down your street on a quiet morning, only to find the pavement replaced with cobblestones, horse-drawn carriages rolling by, and the smell of coal smoke in the air. You see people dressed in clothing from another century, their voices echoing in an accent slightly different from your own. You blink, and suddenly, everything is back to normal, as if nothing happened. For some, these moments last only seconds. For others, minutes. Some report interacting with people who appear confused by their appearance, while others feel invisible, moving through a world that does not see them. Time slips have also been linked to places of high energy, such as old battlefields, ancient sites, or locations with significant emotional history. Some researchers believe that intense human emotion can imprint moments in time onto a location. And under certain conditions, these moments can be replayed, like a recording, visible only to those sensitive enough to perceive them. Could these time slips be a natural phenomenon, an accidental glimpse into another time, or are they evidence that time is not as linear as we believe? Are they warnings or messages, telling us that the past is still alive, that the moments we think are gone continue to exist somewhere, and that under rare, strange circumstances, we can walk through the veil separating us from those moments? If these stories are true, they challenge everything we think we know about time, reality, and the limits of human perception. Perhaps time is not a river flowing in one direction but an ocean, with currents and eddies that can pull us into other moments if we find ourselves in the right place, at the right moment. Or perhaps time slips are reminders that the past, present, and future are not separate but deeply intertwined, waiting for us to discover the hidden pathways that connect them. As we continue to explore the mysteries of our world, time slips remind us that reality may be far stranger than we can imagine, and the universe still holds secrets waiting for those willing to look deeper, to question, and to listen. Have you ever experienced a time slip? Have you ever felt like you stepped into another time, even for a moment? If you have, you are not alone. And if you found this journey into one of the world's strangest phenomena intriguing, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into unsolved mysteries, unexplained events, and the hidden truths that surround us every day. Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and remember, the past might be closer than you think.